Hi and welcome to this Blueberry Markets video update with me, John Kibler, head currency analyst. In this video, we're going to go through the week ahead analysis. We're going to bring you the news for the week, as well as some opportunities to look out for. So, first of all, starting off with the news, we do have some important data this week. It's also a good thing to note that there is a bank holiday in the US tomorrow, so the liquidity may be low. But other than that, we've still got some strong data out for this week. We do have a potential rate hike coming in for Kiwi, which is quite interesting to see as the New Zealand dollar has been strengthening recently. So that could continue until we see the rate hike announced. We have some monetary policy report hearings from the pound, and we also have some GDP data out of the US later in the week. However, again, this week may be overshadowed by the tensions between Russia and Ukraine. There's been some reports over the weekend of some fighting going on. How true or that is at the moment is still needs to be cleared up, but there is potential that this invasion of Ukraine by Russia could be about to step up a little bit, which again started to bring a little bit of that risk-off sentiment back to the market on Friday. So it'd be interesting to see how the markets open up this week in light of this news. I'm going to assume that the risk off is going to start to increase in the market, very much like the start of last week. That may change very quickly, so we have to be adaptable to that. But there could be some potentials for risk off to remain. Strength meter still not reflecting that. Strength meter suggesting more that risk on is in the markets. We can see here that Aussie and Kiwi have continued to grow. Kiwi from these lows where we were looking for those longs has continued to be quite bullish, offering those long opportunities. So we are going to take a look at a bullish Kiwi opportunity in the slides, just to kind of have a little look at the balance between that risk off and some trend in markets. But Kiwi's doing very well, Aussie doing very well at the moment as well. Euro took a big hit last week, which was surprising. It was one of the strongest currencies. Thought that it could continue going into that week, but we've seen a big drop off in that Euro bullishness. So potential for some weakness to come to the Euro. Starting off on the dollar index, then have to kind of look at the dollar index due to the fact that not only the risk-off sentiment in the market, but obviously the dollar, the biggest currency in the markets. But essentially that risk-off is what we're going to be looking at here. And I think if the risk-off is going to remain, we could trade. We are kind of trading above $96 at the moment, but we could trade way above 96. I think if we were to hold above these minor highs here, that could suggest that the buyers are in control of the market, and I'll be looking for areas of demand where price could come and retest. So at the moment I've got a zone around about 95.80 that if price was to retest currently could be the area where those buyers step into the market. Dollar yen then, when we talk about risk, we talk about the yen. We can see here on this weekly time frame that price has been pretty much capped at that 115.50. You could argue a little bit higher up, the 116 level has capped that area as well, and price formed a bearish close. Could suggest that we are going to see a little bit of a tight trading range here on dollar yen, both haven currencies, but if the yen is going to get stronger, then we could see dollar yen continue to the downside. At the moment, we have this kind of little bit of trend development here where price making lower lows and lower highs. Again, I've got a zone kind of marked up around about 115.30 that if price was to get into and we saw some bearish rejections, we could suggest that sellers are coming back into this market here and we could see some slight downside towards this area around about 114.24. Moving on to Euro Kiwi. So this is a more of a trend trading setup in line with the strength meter. Strength meter suggesting Kiwi getting stronger, Euro getting weaker. We can see that reflected on the chart. What I like about this market, we spoke about it last week, but we have an upward trend developing, but we're in the retracement phase of that upward trend. So usually within that retracement phase, we would see a downward trend begin on the 4 hour. That is exactly what we've seen consolidation, breakout, new lower lows being formed. So looking for some selling opportunities on Euro Kiwi in the short term, and I quite like the 0.70 sort of 80 area on this market at the moment, because that area is where a lot of this consolidation has been. Was the kind of last bullish candlestick before we broke out to those lows there. So there must have been some decent selling pressure coming from that area. So if price was to come back up to that point, I'd look for some potential shorting opportunities as long as the trend remained the same here. Moving on to gold then. So gold's really kind of highlighting to us the price action of the market in terms of the last 2 weeks have been very bullish, showing us really where the uncertainty started to begin from. Gold has been benefiting from that quite aggressively. So now we've kind of, now that kind of uncertainty is still remaining in the market, gold could still continue to push to the upside. We've broken out of these key highs. This consolidative pattern has now seen a breakout. So maybe we're going to see some more buying of gold during this uncertain time. Now what I've highlighted here is the last bearish candlestick before the breakout of this swing high. The reason I like this area, there's a lot of volumes coming in for this area. So if you were to put a sort of volume profile on here, you'll see that there's quite a large volume spike in and around this area, around about that 1870. So looking to see if price can come back down into that level, find some support. If we do, we could look for some potential long opportunities on gold to continue in the short term. That's obviously as long as risk off remains in the market. If we do start to see the tensions decrease, then gold could start pulling back a little bit. But we did see that sort of the start of last week, which you can actually see here, was quite a bearish move here for gold. So if we were to see that at the start of the week again, maybe then we could start seeing those buyers come in as those tensions rise further. So keep an eye on that. I hope you enjoyed the video content. If you did, leave this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to the YouTube channel to watch some more of our Forex trading content. And I'll speak to you in the next video.